So Arsenal knocked out of the FA Cup yet again by super duper scintillating toppest of tippity top red. He gets the club ex-captain, who's actually won and lifted the FA Cup, by the way, and as a manager as well, he has. Super duper Mick. Down to 10 men, Man United, and we were absolutely shambolic. Yeah, the red card was never a second yellow for me. I don't think he even touched him. Off of the back of that free kick, we scored. Oh, by the way, it was a centre back. Who knew? Yeah. And then guess what? Oh, guess what? Yeah. The German giraffe, 60 million down the drain, 29 misses again. Yeah. 60 million out the bank, 29 is fucking wank. Yeah. How about that? How many more times do we have to see examples of this guy missing chances? Trossard comes on. Good defending from the butcher. Yeah, Harry Maguire, by the way, I thought was the best player on the pitch, outfield player. Their goalkeeper, who got done by Son off a corner, got man of the match officially. On BBC, he made some good saves. Yeah, Thomas Partey playing at right back when he come off the bench. Gabby Jesus looks like he's done another ACL because his manager's a fraud. Yeah, right. And not only that, yeah, I swear down, how the hell Jorginho stayed on that fucking pitch, Kenny? Yeah, I am seething. You see that? We actually see a geezer that looked identical of you in the crowd, but it was down the other end, yeah? Right, so I just seen Kenny on TV. I was like, he ain't wearing a cap. He didn't have a blue jacket on. I said he's down the other end. But I swear, you have a body double in the ground, Kenny, at the other end. But what did you make of that, mate? Because, Kenny, that is, I'm sorry to cut in. The last thing I'll say, and I'll let you land the whole thing. That is our worst run in our history in the FA Cup. Exactly. Yeah, worst run.
And all since we won it against the odds in 2020. Most importantly, one of the guys, a good friend of mine, Rob, this is what he said to me. The first words that came out of his mouth when Kai Havertz went up to take his penalty. If Kai Havertz misses his penalty, he's finished here. And he was. We didn't expect him to score, But let's just talk about the game itself. Mikel Arteta, I think, will resign at the end of the season. His time is completely up. He has run out of any ideas. There is no hiding places for you, Mikel. You can't hide from that, mate. You can't hide from the fact that you went down to 10 men, and instead of playing the ball on the floor, using the extra man, and the extra space available, you played into Man United's hands. You played the ball over the top. You played the long ball, which was meat and drink to Harry Maguire. Surprise, surprise, he won every aerial battle. And if he wasn't in the aerial battle, so would De Ligt. And if De Ligt were in the aerial battle, the midfielders were in the aerial battle. That was the easiest game of football Man United have had since they come in. You rewind back to the game we had against them in the 4th December. 2 goals, 2 set pieces. Now, Airport Albert, or whatever he calls it, Nicholas Jova, I'll tell you one thing. If anyone, right, is destructive, I always say that Kai Havertz is tactically destructive. But this guy, please, if we can do anything useful, get this guy's mural defaced. Get his mural off the wall near the ground, because at the end of the day, he is part of the problem. If you're playing against a team with 10 men and all the best you've got is set pieces, then I'm sorry, this is a catastrophic. Mikel Arteta, team selection once again. Mourinho, Jorginho, Odegaard. How do you think that went, Mikel? No surprises. Mourinho was poor. His only contribution was to get Dalot sent off. You said it was like it wasn't like a foul.
I don't think he even touched him, Ken.
No, he didn't. It was right in front of us. Dalot went off, but the player that we really got to go for is Kai Havertz. I said last week, 5 days ago, that Kai Havertz wasn't tactically important. He's tactically disruptive. He is going to be the sword that Mikel Arteta is going to have to fall on. £65 million for that. I mean, I don't know what was worse, his first chance he missed or the second chance. The first chance, I don't think it was even possible for him to miss it. But when he missed the second chance, I went up to the guy behind me and I said, you know what? Has this guy got got an accumulator of draws that this game has to be a draw within 90 minutes? Because to miss that when it was easier to score, to this day, only he knows what the hell was going on. And it gets even worse. Martin Odegaard was his usual self. Looked, did all his like little prancing. I actually looked for hair flick. I was so annoyed that I thought, right, let me see if he's going to like wipe his snot and then wipe his hair. He didn't do that, but what he did is I kept on seeing the hair movement. But when he got up for that penalty, I just knew he would miss. And from then on, it was Man United's game to lose, even with 10 men. Let's get it right. They created the better chances in the first half, where they had a couple of shots. One from, I think one of the shots was from Kobe Mainu, and I think the second shot came in. I think it was from Garnacho, where we had a shot of his left foot from a difficult angle. Apart from that, we had most of the play. We were playing at a fast tempo, and I said to my mate next to me, in the 30th minute, we'll slow down and Man United will come into the game. What happened? In the 30th minute, when we ran out of gas and ran out of ideas, Man United came into the game. The second half was catastrophic at all levels, where basically the goals are pathetic. I mean, can we stop bigging up Saliba and Gabriel and just stop this crap, this shit, that they're better than Bolden Adams, that Saliba is better than Tony Adams. Now, Saliba wasn't at fault for the goal, but we're talking about a centre-half partnership who have looked as vulnerable as ever. Gabriel committed the cardinal sin of not clearing his lines and then fell over, and that led to the goal. And after that, it was a case of Man United could have got a second. You know what hurts worse? We got a gift horse, 2 gift horse. A sending off that wasn't a sending off, a penalty that wasn't a bloody penalty, where he just dived and threw himself on the floor. No wonder the Man United players wanted to kill him. If that was me, I would have strangled him.
Ugarte got very lucky there was no VAR, otherwise he would have been second yellow for a headbutt. Well, it weren't a headbutt, he pushed his head on. He pushed his head.
It weren't a proper
headbutt, he should have been off as well.
Yeah, but Tweeman made me laugh. If that been VAR, it would have been a penalty. So even then, we got lucky with that.
It wouldn't have been a red either.
It wouldn't have been a red.
And we scored off of the back of that.
And what happened? After the red, we get a fortuitous goal where the keeper, who, let's face it, how he got man of the match, I'll never know. I mean, his kicking was... I actually thought that he was playing rugby. I thought he was like a number 10 taking one of those sort of penalties in rugby where he gets the ball, kicks it in the touch, and they have a line-out, because every goal kick virtually went off the field. So I don't know how he got man of the match. But once again, we are the gift that keeps on giving. Our team selection's a gift that keeps on giving. Timber gets injured again. Thomas Partey, a guy who's our best midfielder, but Mikel Arteta doesn't seem to agree because he plays at right back. Where, guess what? He actually looked like the best player in the field. I mean, Sterling, for all the criticisms you had of Sterling, yes, he made a few mistakes, and yes, he had a cross shot went nowhere. But at least he was trying to commit defenders. Mo to Martinelli, you're a winger. You should be trying to commit defenders, not come and cut in, put a cross in, and every time you put a cross in, headed out by Maguire. The next cross you're going, headed out by De Ligt. The next cross you're putting, cleared by Mansouri. I mean, for God's sake, we're so predictable. We call ourselves like one of the best teams in Europe. And people like Jamie Carragher laughingly say that we're second favourites of the Champions League. Are you having a laugh, Jamie? You scouse git. You're off your head. The only thing we're going to do in Europe is probably
embarrass ourselves.
All we're going to do is collect our appearance money for the last 16 and get out of this tournament that we're going to be stinking out anyway. As for the league, let's just pray that it doesn't even get worse, because right now you're getting angry, and I know you had peak viewers on Tuesday, and you probably had peak viewers today, but it doesn't end here. We've got the North London derby, then Villa, and then we got Dinamo Zagreb, who, let's face it, have got nothing to fear. Tottenham have got nothing to fear.
They got a new manager as well.
Yeah, Villa have got nothing to fear, and basically Zagreb nothing to fear. Now, if I was Spurs, if I was like Big Ange, I would play the same way he played against Liverpool. Pragmatic, gives nothing away, run your nuts off, and in the second half, when we tire, go for it and put the ball over the top. You'll beat us. And the same with Aston Villa. We are so easy to play against. We scare nobody. Why do you think we rely heavily on set pieces? Because we got no creativity. Because our only player who's got the je ne sais quoi has got injured. We're a one-man team. How did Mikel get to this? £800 million and you're still a one-man team. How? Why?
Embarrassing, mate. Absolutely embarrassing. Listen, you'll be there for the next 2 games.
Three
Real
games?
Madrid,
3 games?
Yeah, next 3 games. Real Madrid are losing 4-1 at half-time in the Super Cup final against Barca after going 1-0 up.
Sack Ainge. Sack
Sack
Ancelotti.
get him to Arsenal. Sack him and get him to Arsenal.
Hey, I'll tell you one thing. This you've heard it first here, and I'm very good for exclusives. Mikel Arteta will be resigning at the end of the season. That's a guarantee. Regardless of what
if we lose these next 2 games, I swear, listen, this is for another show. We'll do this Monday.
Yeah, we'll do this Monday. But trust me, Mikel, I'm just letting you know now, Mikel Arteta will go before he's pushed. And trust me, he'll stay to the end of the season, but he'll leave. And the reason why he'll leave, because he'll realise that the game is up, that he has to be accountable. And we know what Mikel's like when it comes to being accountable. He takes the credit for everything that goes right. He takes the credit for good results, good performances. But when it's like shit like this, he's hiding referees, injuries.
Yeah. He blamed the ref. Yeah, that referee was on our side. But listen, get him safely, Kenny. Yeah.
Yeah, I'll speak to you soon. And we'll do the podcast tomorrow.
Podcast tomorrow is going to be biblical. Get him safely, mate. Another wasted journey. Love you, mate. Take care.
That's my life.